As I said to D. Woody this morning, it is January 23rd, and we are talking about where the greatest player in NFL history is going to be playing in 2020. And maybe it is New England, even though there's plenty of reason to think that it won't be. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. But we don't know the future of the greatest player in NFL history. And that, in and of itself, to me, is just highly intriguing, at the very least. Mind-blowing on another level.
And even more significant, because I made this point yesterday. We talk about this because we've been a while, as though it's something that is way out into the future. But you said in our meeting this morning, free agency starts mid-March. We'll know before then, you think?
Well, here's the situation. I don't believe the New England Patriots are waiting till March 16th to get an answer from Tom Brady. Right? Last year, Rob Gronkowski wound up retiring in late March. Now, I don't know the conversations they didn't have before. But New England missed the window on free agent tight ends. So I don't think that they're going to let Tom Brady go to free agency, all of a sudden sign with Team X, and then on March 20th say, well, what do we do at quarterback now?
So
that's not the way that organization operates.
I think that's interesting because my theory is that Tom Brady is doing this NBA-style one-year contract to pressure them to make moves in free agency to get the pieces that he wants.
I don't think that's what it's about.
So if I'm right, which maybe I'm not, then it's odd for him to, well, I'm done. Okay. Schefter said I'm wrong. He knows everything. I'm having a rough start to the show. Like, losing on all sides here.
Nick is 0 for 2 so far.
All right. Still got time to make it up. D-Wood, you know the Patriots and Tom Brady and Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick well. Why is Fox wrong about all this?
I just think that people are underselling the other aspects to who's helping making the decisions here. We keep talking, Schefter, Adam, we've talked about this time and time again. The family component is going to be huge, okay? And people, whether it's New England or fans of the Patriots, I don't know if it's registering, but they're going to play a big part in this. And I think Tom really is embracing the fact that he's going to be a free agent. Mm-hmm. Because in that Patriots organization, as great as Tom Brady is, Bill Belichick has a way of treating everybody like this. And if you've had the career that Tom has had, don't you think you want to taste free agency and everything that comes with it?
So if he's embracing being a free agent, then that goes against what New England would want, which would be clarity. Yeah. What are the Patriots going to do at the quarterback position? So you have two diametrically opposed views. But again, everybody says, well, what is Tom going to do? Or what is Bill Belichick going to do? Or you have TMZ chasing down Robert Kraft for an answer. Hey, Robert Kraft has got his feelings. Bill Belichick's got his feelings. Tom Brady's got his feelings. Tom Brady's family, another party to this. So there are a lot of different interests in here that make that decision.
The three big guys, Belichick, Brady, and Kraft, like that soap opera is interesting to me. And if, as we all believe, that Kraft kind of forced Belichick's hand to get Garoppolo out of there and stick with Brady, if Kraft comes to that situation now where I could see him kind of forcing the hand to do the things that Tom wants to bring him back, then it leaves us with what does Bill Belichick do in that moment? And that to me, that's interesting. If he decides to move on, if he's the one that doesn't want to be there anymore because he feels like he no longer has control of the organization in the way that he has gotten accustoed to.
Well, D-Wood, you're the one who played there, so you have a better understanding of what it's like behind those closed doors. If all that conventional wisdom is true, and there's so many ifs in that, but it is a very interesting scenario. If Brady could be talked into coming back under the right circumstances, but it is actually Bill that wants to move on. We're just posing that as a for instance. How do you think that plays out?
Listen, I think Bill wanted to move out when the whole Garoppolo thing came about. You gotta understand, Bill is a cold-blooded, like he's about business. Okay, so when that whole Garoppolo thing went down, like that supersede Bill, which is rare. Yeah. This time around, I just don't see that happening where somebody's just going to supersede Bill and this whole thing plays out again.
And Greeny is saying that's if Tom can be persuaded. Do you think Tom can be persuaded to go back there? You have your questions, right?
I have very serious questions because, again, I'm going back to the family component.
So if it is indeed as much a personal decision as it is a professional decision, it does beg the question, and maybe this is something we'll come back to, if the Patriots have to move on from Brady, where do they go for a quarterback? That becomes, they have Jarrett Stidham on their roster. Do we feel as though Jarrett Stidham is the answer long-term in New England?
He
Is that
might
what
be,
Bill
but they
Turner-
don't know that.
don't
He's
know
never
that.
played a
That's the-
game, so you can't count on that.
That comes back to the issue of clarity that you were talking about. If I am Bill Belichick or anybody in the Patriots organization, I'm moving forward as if Tom Brady's not my guy. I'm going after Teddy Bridgewater in free agency. I'm going to make those moves because I can't sit around and wait for you to make your mind up while all the quarterbacks go elsewhere.
Thank you for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports, highlights, and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.